Right, so this is Claude AI. So here, Claude AI has different options, okay? So Claude AI has what you call customize. So when we click customize, you come to connectors, okay? Once you click connectors, you would see the different connectors that I have done here. You have Airtable, which we are going to be using now, and you have Gmail, okay? So you can connect Claude AI to any connectors of your choice. You can also connect them to browse to plugins. Okay, we also have this on websites, but we'll be talking about this on another video. Now, when I come to connectors, I'll come to this small cross here and I click. When I click here, it says browse connectors and I click. Once I click that, you see that it has different connectors. So you have the Microsoft 365, you have Gmail, etc. Okay, so this is where I came and I chose Airtable. Okay, my Airtable, this is it here. So Airtable brings your structured data to cloud. Okay, so that's what we are going to be doing now to see the different structured data that are in the Airtable. Remember, this is an information management video and also data analysis video. So this is how you can connect your connectors, okay? And to connect each of the connectors, those that are not being connected, all you need to do is to click. Maybe you are someone who uses Insider One, for instance. Just click connect, and once you click connect, you see it already shows you that it wants to connect from this tool to Claude AI, and then it brings you to the other level where you just follow the procedure and you move ahead, and make sure that you have a good Gmail address. Gmail address is very important, okay? So you see that Insider One, it says automatic client registration isn't supported by Insider One edit. Okay, so it will tell you what is going on as you start connecting. But of course, I want us to do something on Airtables, okay? I'll just click my Airtable and then I go to new chart and I click new chart. Once I click new chart, every prompt I give now is going to be responding with or within the Airtable, okay? I will say I need a structured humanitarian data from Airtable, and I click my enter there and I submit. Now this helps you to pull data in from Airtable. Remember, it says Airtable, so there's a lot of structured data inside Airtable that helps you to learn about data, bring those data in, and then helps you to manipulate. So you say I can help pull data from Airtable. Let me check what's available there. You say I need to load a couple more tools. Now list basis tables to actually browse what's in your Airtable. You see now I still need the basic list base tool. Let me search. You see, so it searches. So this is where we are, and then it says if your humanitarian data is actually in the base, maybe under different name like tracking each supply, etc. I can help it up and show you the tables. Okay, now it says what want me to pick inside inventory manager to see if it's relevant, or you looking to set up something new. Okay, I'll just say yes. Okay, I'll just say yes. It should pick up that inventory manager and then we pull it on. So AI, it's like a human being. You communicate with it, okay, and you just flow as that communication flows. It's like you meet somebody and you're discussing with that person. You just discuss in context of what they are discussing, and then you just flow. So it says category, suppliers, product, stock, and all that. Now it says need assessment survey. These are the different tables that are involved in that category. Okay, it says displacement, population tracking. You see, it says need assessment survey. It says air relief distribution. It says case management. So I'm going to come to displacement distribution tracking and I click. Once I click this and then I go to the next option, it asks whether I want to get a new table or I want to a brand new Airtable base. I just show me sample structure first. New table in this same database. Okay, I'll click that new table. It says what kind of humanitarian data do you need to track displacement and population tracker? Where should this live? Okay, new table in the okay, perfect. So we are asking for a new table, right? Good. So here we are. So it's structuring that table, giving us different strategy and coming up with this table in a way that is more usable, more understandable. So here now it says create table. So it's giving me a format of creating that table. But now I want to be strategic. I want to specifically ask Airtable to bring this data inside Excel sheet. Okay, so now it has structured the data. Those of you who have used SQL, you already see that it's bringing the SQL strategy: create table, create base, update table, update field, and all that. Okay, so it's using the SQL language, which you all know, or Python, etc. But here I want it to bring this data inside my Excel. So now it says displacement site, site name, location, site type, status, region, etc. Population records, link into site, and all that. Okay, so it's still creating a certain level of base. So what I'm going to do here, you see that it gives me the displacement site, the latitude, longitude, status, manager, organization, and all that. Then it gives the population records. We have men, women, boys. These are normal humanitarian data that we collect during our work. Now I'm going to tell Claude AI, want me to add a few sample records to you so you can see it in action, or would you rather start populating it with your real data? Perfect. So these are the data heads, because we said we wanted to create a new data, right? So these are the data headers that Claude AI has given to us. So these are just the headers that makes up the columns. So I'm going to ask Claude AI, I'm going to say, please load, it says, or one us population, or you rather start populating. Okay, populate the data and structure it in Excel. Okay, populate the data. I'm accepting it. I'm accepting that it should populate the data and structure it into Excel file. Into an Excel file. Populate the data and structure it into an Excel file. Okay, an Excel file, and then I submit. Those of us who have used SQL before, it is using the SQL format where it structures the data, create all the tables, and then start populating with data. Okay, so that's what it's using. Remember that in the beginning we said we need a new database, so we want to form a new database. So it says the tables are currently empty since I just created the structure. Perfect. I'll populate them with realistic sample displacement tracking data now. Then export everything into Excel. Let me create Let me create sites first. So you see, see what is happening. Displacement site map, site name. These are some of the codes that is using to create. You see, oh my God, Claude is so powerful. So this is good now because Claude is working in connection with the Airtable space. So it's going there and creating data, removing data from the airspace because from the Airtable space, because there are a lot of data inside. So you see, it's creating new record in an Airtable. You are seeing now. So that's what is happening. So create new record in an Airtable. So it's working within the Airtable space. That is why these connectors are very important, because they help you to push and also support at the background what Claude is doing and what Claude can do. So this is good practice. Let's wait to see what Claude can do. So wow, this is the power of Claude AI. This is the power of Claude AI. Now see what happens here. Now you would see how Claude AI took its time to build all the tables, right, with zero manipulation, zero action. So it says all values check out correctly, region, totals, so it gave me a very good data, and see how it goes through to build this data up. You see the different headers, displacement cause, origin, location, data source, and all that. And when you come here, you would see all the sites, the site code, the site name, the site type, the region, the district, the latitude, longitude, and all this, right? It's so perfect. It's so perfect. And we are seeing that it is building in context. So you see northwest, southwest, far north, and east. So this is what is happening. And then site name is Minawo Refugee Camp Extension. So you can go there and pull that data and bring you the data. You can also use it for research to know what's happening. And remember, this data is accurate, okay? Site manager organization, you have UNHCR, IOM, UNHCR again, location authority, National Red Cross. So these are some of the data and some of the things that they are seeing with the data. Now, there's one thing I want to do. It comes again, gives me the data in my Excel sheet. So I've just downloaded it. This is my data. It's a displacement population trend. So that's my Excel sheet there without necessarily doing anything. This is the data here. Wow, perfect. So I have the data set here. So it's very clear here. You can see that the data is here, and I can use it to do a lot of things. Okay, now I have the population records and I have the summary. You see now, so the summary is here. It tells me what is in the far north, southwest, east, and also and also southwest. Sorry. So you see that it gives me the key tools, total activity site. There are 4. So it summarizes the data behind here, and then the population records. It gives me the different population around the areas that we have them. Okay, so you can see it for yourself that Claude AI is extremely powerful. So this data was pulled out without any effort, effortlessly, just giving a prompt. And then just imagine that if we have to bring in data into Claude AI, just imagine what will happen.